Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is a video I'm going to bring to you in two separate parts. So this is part one, and we're going to be discussing the 2023 Belmont Stakes, which is tonight. Post time is at 7:02. And yes, I have my tickets ready. And of course, we're going to be discussing a little bit about that. But first and foremost, I've been following these races for some time now. I mean, I can remember as far back as like 2016. I just love it. And I dream to have a racehorse or be part owner of one someday or have some type of influence there or something to do with that whole entire, atmosphere world. Um, my father raced the Sakis, but I'm telling you, thoroughbreds are where the excitement is, and that is where the money is. So anyway, just a quick little insight on this year's turnouts for me as far as betting goes. I have been doing my homework. I assure you, I've been doing a good job there. But I missed winning at least $491 on a trifecta part wheel on the Derby this past year. Derby was just 5 weeks ago, but anyway, I missed that by just a slim positioning of a horse. And I blame it all on Forte. Because if it wasn't for Forte, everything would have been perfect and I would have won. But Forte had to scratch that day, so I rushed in there that morning and switched my tickets. But I made a mistake. What I should have done was thought a little harder about what I was doing instead of throwing another horse in there that I was like, you know what, this is a possibility. And the horse, he was a possibility. He could have had a great race. It was the one Japanese horse that maybe could have actually won a Derby. And that was Dermos Sotogati or something. Yeah, I put him in for second and first, the very places that Forte was. What I should have done was just forgot about that entirely, or maybe just put him in the second place spot. But instead, what I did was I put him in there, and I should have just moved Mage up one because I had Mage in second and third position, and I was covered on every other end except Mage won the Kentucky Derby. So Mage, or should I say Forte, lost me the Kentucky Derby. Okay, so enough said. I did really good at the Preakness. I ended up with two different trifectas, and one of them popped, which paid for the other one and then some. So I was good there. So we won the Preakness. Now we're trying to see what we could do for the Belmont. But before I go into all that, I wanted to explain what I know about the horses and the reason why I'm betting on certain ones and not, and how I set up my bets. First and foremost, I'll just talk about the three that I'm not doing anything with. Actually, there's actually a fourth. We'll go into him too. But first and foremost, this is a great race. Even though there's only 9 horses, they are super competitive. 4 of them you've seen recently. Well, technically 5. 6 of them. I want to say 6. Because Angel of Empire, I'm going to start calling him Angel of E because I mess his name up sometimes. For whatever reason. But anyway, I want his name to be Angel of Envy, not Angel of Empire. So we saw him run at the Kentucky Derby, and it was beautiful, and he came in 3rd. We saw Hit Show, and he came in 5th. Off the rail, mind you. Off the rail. We also saw Tappet, but I will explain the whole Tappet situation. Tappet's just not one of those horses that are supposed to be running that kind of race. That's just in his bloodline and the way he's trained and the way he races. Like, I can see that for what I've seen from him. And then, of course, we just saw Red Route 1 race in the Preakness alongside of National Treasure. And, of course, National Treasure won that race. So those 5 horses are now going to race amongst each other alongside of 2 other horses, plus what I call a serious wild card. And we're going to get into him soon. Now, for some odd reason, I feel like I'm missing a horse. But the horses in the race are Tappet Shoes, Tappet Trice, Archangelo, National Treasure, El Miracolo, the 6-horse Forte, the favorite, the 7-horse Hit Show, Angel of Empire, and then, of course, Red Route 1, who was 4th in the Preakness. Okay, so with that being said, yeah, I think that's 6 horses that we're talking about here. Somebody's missing, but it's going to come to me soon. Somebody's missing. Anyway, Forte, we haven't seen him race. That's what it is. Okay, you know what? Let's just start with him. Forte. He was the favorite going into the Derby. I saw this horse race in all of his races except for the one that he did not win at San Fernando or wherever that was. It's the one race I didn't pay attention to. But anyway, it was his only bad race. And honestly, I think something was going on with him. I don't know what, but I feel like something was going on. So ever since then, he's never lost. That horse just cannot stand not being in front of everyone. He just has that heart. That's what I've seen so far. Do I know for sure he can go 1.5 miles? I don't know. And I think that's the big question mark, is why it's like not a for sure thing for him, with him, for I think a lot of us. But does that horse have the will to want to win and have the heart to do it? I think so. But we shall see, because a lot of people are worried about his 10-week layoff, which I have to remind you, there was a time frame before where he also had that kind of a layoff and still came back and won his race. So I don't know if that's really anything to really consider. I think the biggest thing is like, is he sound now? And is he going to make that 1.5 miles? We'll see. Because he is running against horses that he has already beat. He has beat National Treasure. He beat Mage twice. That's why he was predicted, like if Mage won the Derby, that Forte had been in here, he sure would have won. Forte would have won. Because the last race that he and Mage were together in, Mage actually was coming past him down that stretch, I believe on that right side. And it's almost like that horse looked over and was like, oh, heck no, not today. Or maybe it was this side. We have to watch the race and see it. No, actually, it was the rail side. And it was like he just snapped out of it and galloped a bit and made it past that horse. And that was it. It was like, he's like, no, I'm going to decide who's winning this race, and it's going to be me. let's just hope that that's how he is tonight. So yeah, reasons to, bet on this horse is because look at his track record. He was the favorite going into the Derby, and in my heart, had he raced in that Derby, and his fitness level and his adaptability and his will to win, and he knows how to win and he likes winning, that horse certainly could have been a Triple Crown. But we'll never know. And he only gets a chance at this last leg of the Triple Crown to redeem himself, and we'll see what happens. Reasons not to bet on him, I guess, would be people are worried about that layover. They want to know that he's sound, and they're like, can he make that 1.5 miles? So I understand. I am playing him on some of my tickets because I do feel like he still has a chance to absolutely win. And if not, then somewhere plays or show. Next horse I wanted to talk about. Let's start with, we'll go into Tappet Trice next. That's Todd Pletcher's horse. Now, first and foremost, I'm just going to say this, and we're going to probably go into part 2 soon here. That horse was bred to do long races. That's in the Tappet bloodline. That's the stamina that they're bred to do. He loves an open space. He likes free range racing where he has room. He likes to breathe, or elsewise he will feel like he's suffocating, and he cannot race under those types of circumstances. He's shown that. He just doesn't like it. He'll still show up and be middle of the pack, which is what he did in the Derby, but he just doesn't like racing in traffic. He doesn't like the rail. He doesn't like dirt being thrown into his face. He's kind of like a prince, you know. He's like, I'm a prince, okay? Move out of my way and let me run my race. But he's got such a gait on him. He's got such a long gallop, such great stride, that when he gets, even if he breaks bad, and he does a lot, or just doesn't break well, he needs that time to make it up and make up that extra, ground in that race. And my goodness, will he, when he is given a longer race. And that's why I tell you that he was born to race this race. And so tonight might be his main race. He may be, the glorious, and he will go down into history with the rest of a family of his horses that he's come from, that have done just that. Okay, on to part 2.